Dear students, after a long time we are back to the videos and today we'll be starting Unit 3 Exploring Advertising in English. The first activity is read the article carefully, mark any word you don't understand, use a dictionary, the internet or your classmates who may help you to understand each word and idea in the story. Now students, this unit 3 will be asked in your second unit test, but only a part of it will be asked. We'll be doing activity 1, 2 and 3 and then we'll be doing the activity 6 and 7 which are about phrasal verbs. So in this video, let's complete activity 1, 2 and 3. The first activity is an article which was published in the New York Times. It was this article which has been given here has been adapted. Only a part of it has been taken from February 11, 2013. The title is How Advertising Targets Our Children by Dr. Perry Class. Well, even before you knew what it is, you were seeing advertisements when you watch TV or nowadays when you uh, play games or even when you are watching the videos on YouTube. Everywhere you will find advertisements. Now, how this advertisement they are targeting children. Let's read the article. I would like my children to be aware about advertising. I would like them to grow up alert to the ways people try to sell them things. I think it is important for children to understand that sometimes people who want your trust are not really your friends. So, what does Dr. Pericles say? That he would like his children to be aware about advertising, to be careful with advertising. When you grow up, when the children grow up, he wants them that they should be alert. They should keep in mind. They should not be just get in the words of others. That people are trying to sell things. And it is important for children to understand that though the person who is selling, though the person who is advertising, he wants our trust, but they are not really our friends. They are not doing it for our benefit. They are doing whatever they are doing, whatever they are selling, whatever they are telling is for their own benefit. Researchers have long studied the effects of ads on children. Ads are the ads which we see or hear in the television or on the radio. Those are the ads. So their effects they have studied on children. Studies show that advertising for things like cigarettes and alcohol does help push children and young people toward unhealthy behaviors. But it also shows that it is more difficult to protect children as advertisers use the internet and social media. Now, the advertisements for cigarettes and alcohol, those advertisements have been controlled by the government to a certain limit, but these advertisements these ads which push children who are very naive, they don't know everything, so sometimes when they see this or sometimes when they see their favorite star promoting such things, they will be pushed towards it. They will also adapt these unhealthy behaviors, and this adds it is getting difficult to control children or it is getting difficult to protect children because these advertisements are used, they are shown even in the internet and social media. Food advertising also raises issues. Children see ads for food on television, websites, social media, and mobiles. Many children play advert games online. These are games for children that are created by advertisers to promote products. And what are all these food ads selling to children? According to one study, the top 4 products are fast foods, sugared cereals, sugary drinks, and candy. Now, food advertising. What are the issues here? Children see ads for food. We all see the ads for on television, websites, social media, and mobiles. Nowadays, due to online education, use of mobiles and the laptops has become like compulsory, and while you are using internet, when you turn on YouTube or even when you are studying a certain blog, or if you're going through any other social media site, you will get these advertisements. And when children see these ads for food, many children play advert games online. Advert games means these are this word is combined of advertisement and games. Advert games are online video game that promote a particular brand, product, or their marketing message by integrating it into the video game. Now, suppose if you are playing GTA or any other game, and in that there is a shop of a particular brand, so that way they are promoting it. So online also these advertisements are coming. The ads, what do these food ads sell to the children? Majority, what are they doing? There has been a research done, there has been a study, and according to that study, the top 4 products which the people are advertising, the food ads which are trying, what they are trying to sell, they are about fast food. When we think of food advertisement, the first names that come up is Domino's, McDonald's, Burger King. So these are the fast food chain. Then sugared cereals. When we see the advertisements of Chocos, that is, or that like sugared cereals, sugary drinks which contain lots of sugar. Normally, whichever cold drinks we drink, you might have seen certain videos, when you burn them up, lots of sugar is found. So those are sugary drinks. And candy we all know. So these are the top 4 products which the food ads are trying to sell. Dr. Thomas Robinson, a professor at Stanford University and a doctor at Lucille Packard Children's Hospital, has looked into childhood obesity and its links to screen time. In experiments with preschoolers, he told me, we have found that even a 30-second advertisement of a new product can change a child's preference for brand. Now, here, what Dr. Thomas Robinson, he is a professor as well as a doctor, when he looked into childhood obesity. Obesity means when you have accumulated, when you have excessive amount of fat, which is even riskier for your health. So when children, due to lack of activity, when they get obese, then they have accumulated lots of fat and it is risky for their health, then they have this obesity, and its links to screen time. Screen time means the time which you spend looking at screen. It can be watching TV, it can be playing video games, or it can be just watching videos or anything on tablet or desktop or computer. So that is screen time, which the time spent just sitting ideally. In experiments with preschoolers means a child who is not old enough to go to school, like who are less than 3 years old. Or so in experiments with preschoolers, he told me that Dr. Thomas Robinson told Dr. Perry Class that we have found that even a 30-second advertisement, a half a minute advertisement of a new product can change a child's preference for brand. Preference, he will prefer that, he will choose that. Even a small advertisement can have that effect on a child. In one study, Dr. Robinson looked at the effects of branding by giving 3 to 5-year-olds 2 portions of identical foods, one set out on a McDonald's wrapper. Now, what is branding? You all know brands. It is like the name of a product that is made by a particular company. Jeans is a product, but if we talk about Levi's jeans, so Levi's is a brand. Same way, pizza is a product, but if we talk about Domino's, so Domino's is a brand. It's not just a shop, but it is a brand. So when Dr. Robinson did one study and he looked at the effects, when he studied the effects of branding by giving 2 portions of identical foods, like same thing has been given to with different wrapping. One will be in McDonald's wrapping to 3 to 5-year-old children. So there has in a study there were different children between the age 3 to 5, and they were given the same thing but with different wrapping, and one thing was in McDonald's wrapper. The children were asked to point out which foods tasted better, and Dr. Robinson said, no matter what food we laid out on the wrapper, overwhelmingly for hamburgers, french fries, baby carrots, milk, or juice in a cup, kids will point out the one on the McDonald's wrapper as tasting better. Now, see, this is the effect. Two identical food products have been given, but the wrapping is different. The content is same, but the wrapping is different. And then the children were asked, like, which thing is tasting better? So all of them, majority, overwhelmingly means very great in amount. Not just based on taste, but from the look. If this product is of McDonald's, so they will tell that this is better, whether it is hamburger, french fry, baby carrots, milk, or even juice in a cup. Even if that cup is of McDonald's and the content is something else, but they will say that the one in McDonald's wrapper is tasting better. So how does this happen? It was because of the branding. It was because of the advertisement, the image that has been created in mind due to the advertisements. Up to the age of 7 or 8, researchers say children can't understand the nature of advertising. They can't identify that the advertisement is trying to persuade them. So, by the time you are 7 or 8, before that, children cannot understand what the advertising is trying to do. They cannot identify, they cannot understand like what the advertisement is trying to do. It is trying to persuade them. It is trying to make them believe that it is true what they are showing, what parents can do. So if advertisement is doing so many things, what can parents do? Children are not going to completely give up TV or internet. We cannot forbid them then watching TV. With young children, the most important strategy is probably to cut down on screen time and the number of messages that children take in, and to keep up with what they are seeing when they do watch TV or use the internet. So, we cannot just directly say no to TV or internet, but what can be done with young children? The most important strategy, the most important plan that we can do to achieve it is that we can cut down screen time. So if you are watching 4 hours a day, you can limit it. 4 hours is too much. If you are watching 2 hours a day, you can reduce it to 1 hour or to half an hour. And the number of messages that children take in. So when you are watching TV, the parents have to keep up. They have to see, like they should be aware about what you are watching in the TV or why you are using the internet. But according to Dr. Robinson, when a child asks for something, parents should not simply turn them down. So if from watching an advertisement or when they move out, if they are influenced by an advertisement and the child is asking for something, parents should not simply turn them down. Parents should not directly tell them no. They should help the child to recognize that they are being persuaded. They should help the child to understand that the decision was taken by someone else, that they have come in what other people is telling. Dr. Robinson suggests that parents respond, well, why do you want that? Where did you hear about it? So if the child is asking, the parent should say, they should try, like, why do you want that? What is the reason? Where did you hear about it? If the answer is that the child saw it on TV or on the internet, so if the child tells that if I watched it on TV, so I want it, or I came across this advertisement on an internet, so I want it, why did they put out that message? Why did the company who is showing this advertisement, why did they put out that message? Do you think they want you to buy it? Why would they want that? So this way the child can think and for himself an answer. Talk to your children about why people sell things. Help your children understand that sellers want to sell things, but buyers have to decide if they want to buy. Sellers will sell, that is how they will earn, but it depends on the buyers. They have to decide if they want to buy, if they need it. In our information rich world, we need to know the messages children are receiving. Nowadays, it's not that even if you keep a child locked in a room, with the help of internet, he can know various things going on in the world. So this is our information rich world. But we need to know the messages children are receiving. The parents should know what message children is receiving, what information is the children is getting and the child is getting, and help them understand what the world is trying to sell them. And this way we have to make the children understand what the world is trying to sell. So that was activity 1. I hope the passage is clear. It was a really good passage, because though it was pointed towards the parents, but even as a child, you guys can understand this. Now, new words. The first word is promote. It means to to expand its cell. Then childhood obesity. It means in children when there is an excessive amount of body fat and that presents risk to health. Then screen time. Screen time is the time which is spent in front of screen, watching TV or on mobile or on cell phones or playing video games. Then the word is brand. Brand is the name of a product that is made by a particular company. Then strategy. Strategy is a plan that you use in order to achieve something. Then persuade. Persuade means to make somebody believe something. In this article, who is Pericles? Who is Dr. Thomas Robinson? Dr. Pericles is the author or the writer of the article, and Dr. Thomas Robinson is a professor at Stanford University and a doctor at Lucille Packard's Children's Hospital. Both doctors talk about children. Which doctor talks about his own children? Well, the writer, Dr. Pericles, is talking about his own children. The passage starts with that line. Then activity 2. Work with a partner or a group to list popular advertising slogans. What product are they trying to sell? Now this would have been a fun activity in class where you guys can actually come up with slogans and the product. But here I have given you just 5 slogans with their products, and then we can discuss it during the live class. The first slogan is the taste of India, and the product or the brand is Amul. Then taste the thunder, thumbs up. दाग अच्छे है, सर्फ. जिंदगी के साथ भी जिंदगी के बाद भी, it is the product LIC. इसको लगा डाला तो लाइफ जिंगा लाला, and the product is Tata Sky. Choose the slogan that you feel is most interesting. Advertisers use slogans to make their customers feel in ways that will make them want to buy. How does the slogan you choose make you feel? So from the given 5 slogans, let me choose the last slogan of Tata Sky. Isko laga dala to life jinga lala. So what does this make you feel? This actually, if you think of a feeling, it will be like this makes you feel happy. It's like exciting. Share your idea with your classmates. How many different feelings did your classmates write about? Now for each slogan, you all will feel something different. So if we think of the slogan Zindagi ke saath bhi, Zindagi ke baad bhi, it will make you feel of like planning, like a security. Then if you think of the slogan Daag Achhe Hai, it will be like, okay, you can have stains. It's good if you get stains while you're doing some good activity. Then taste the thunder. From the slogan, it's like a bit of adventure. taste the thunder. Thunder, so it's a kind of an adventurous feeling, a daring feeling. And the first slogan, the taste of India. So it's giving some kind of patriotic feeling because Amul, it's an Indian brand and totally developed in India. So a kind of patriotic feeling. So how many different feelings did you get? That you will be writing. Activity 3. The article How Advertising Targets Our Children says that advertising tries to persuade people, and in the activity above we talked about advertisers using feelings to persuade people. In the article How Advertising Targets Our Children, Dr. Class is also trying to persuade his readers. What does Dr. Class want to persuade his readers to think and do? So the whole article, what was the gist of it? What Dr. Claus was trying to convince us for? His readers. We are the readers. So what does he want us to think and do? We can say that Dr. Claus wants the children to be aware. He wants the parents to make their children aware about advertising. He wants that children should understand that sellers want to sell things, but buyers, they have to decide if they want to buy. And we should help the children understand what the world is trying to sell them. Next question. Dr. Class uses more than feelings to persuade. He also uses evidence from scientific research. Look very carefully at the article. List all the facts and ideas that come from research. Evidence means a proof. So Dr. Class, in the article, we did not just study what Dr. Class is feeling. He is not just trying to convince us through his feelings, but he has also given us proof from scientific research. Scientific research, the studies that we came across, the results that came. So from the article, which facts and ideas come from research? If we go one by one, the first paragraph is telling about feelings. The second paragraph, the line studies show that advertising for things like cigarettes and alcohol does help push children and young people toward unhealthy behaviors. Here the line studies show. So that comes from research. Then next paragraph. According to one study, the top 4 products are fast foods, sugared cereals, sugary drinks and candy. Again, according to one study. So even that is a scientific research. Then the line about in experiments with preschoolers, he told me we have found that even a 30-second advertisement of a new product can change a child's preference for brand. That experiments with preschoolers. So experiments, even that is a scientific research. Then in one study, Dr. Robinson looked at the effects of branding by giving, so even that is a study. And then when the researchers are saying up to the age of 7 or 8, researchers say that children can't understand the nature of advertising. So the use of the words researchers, study, experiments, all these things show that they are not just feelings, but they are the facts and ideas that come from research. Share your ideas with classmates. Did others find facts that you missed? This was just a classroom activity, but still we completed this year. After this we have activity 4 and 5, which we'll be doing in the later part. Now let's move towards activity 6. Verbs are words that show action or doing. For example, the verb grow means to become larger. English has many phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs need a small word, a preposition with them to make their meaning. For example, grow means to become larger, but grow up means to mature. Phrasal verb, phrase, a phrase which has a verb in it, and we have studied these phrasal verbs before as well. Like when there is a preposition attached to the verb, it means something else. So now you have to look at the article how advertising targets our children carefully. Find phrases where the preposition seems to be part of the verb. Verbs we all know, but a preposition is attached to it, and with that it makes a phrasal verb. Underline these phrases. How many phrasal verbs did you find? Compare your number to numbers your classmates wrote. Which classmate wrote the largest number? Write that classmate's name and the number of phrasal verbs here. My classmate named blank found the most phrasal verbs. She or he found blank phrasal verbs. Now these phrasal verbs, when you look carefully, you will find that let's see. I would like my children to be aware about advertising. I would like them to grow up alert to the ways people try to sell them things. So here the word grow up, that is a phrasal verb. I think it is important for children to understand that sometimes people who want your trust are not really your friends. Researchers have long studied the effects of ads on children. Studies show that advertising for things help push children, but it also shows that it is more difficult. So this way you will come up, you have to read the passage again and then underline the phrasal verb. You will get the answer during the live class, but as your homework you will have to underline, you will have to read the passage again and then underline the phrasal verbs. Then activity 7. Try this common type of activity. Choose the correct option to replace the explanation in bracket. Parents need to take care of their children. So which phrasal verb can be replaced for the word take care of? Look at their children, look for their children, look after their children. Parents need to look at their children, that means they have to see their children. Look for their children. To look for means you are searching for something. Look after, that means to take care for their children. So the correct answer will be look after. Then my son says he will stop telling lies. First one, give over, give up, give in. The word for stop is give up. To quit, to give up, to stop. So it will be option B. Third one, I will call the shop to discover the price of the product. To bring out, to find out, to call out. What will be the answer? To call out means to call someone. To find out means to get to know, to discover. Then, so the correct answer again will be option B, find out. Fourth one, you must return the library books after reading. Give back, pay for, take in. This is very easy. It will be give back, to return. So that is activity 7. Now the next part of activity can be done only during the live class. So with this, the video gets over and the part of the chapter which will be asked in the unit test is also explained here. But for further explanation, be present during the live classes and we'll solve the doubts there. So that's it. Just underline the phrasal verbs, that is your homework, and we'll do other part later. That's all for today, guys. Bye.